Okay.
Okay, and let me move on. So hi all, welcome. Today first we will go through the concepts we have learned in our last class. So this is front-end development session 1.1 basic, where we will learn the basics of HTML, CSS, and then JavaScript. So what we have discussed in last class, HTML is just providing the structure. Okay, what is HTML? HTML has some tags which creates a basic structure like this, which is bare bone structure. So if we create something in plain HTML, then that will look like this, only building, right? So can anyone tell me some HTML tags? Just try to refresh your memories and tell me some tags, whatever what you can remember, anything.
Start. Can I start?
Yes, no problem. Don't ask. Please start.
Okay. At first, start a coding in HTML. We create a HTML. At first, we starting in HTML tag, HTML opening tag, then close HTML closing tag,
Good.
and then then after into these tags under then body tag.
Let me help you out a little bit.
Okay.
Now you tell.
Yeah. At first, we create a head tag. Then we create a head tag. After that, there are body tag. When we are all work in this this from our body tag.
Okay, anyone else want to add with something with Ushnish? Though I have, you can see the screen, right, where the image, the graphical presentation of HTML, what we have explained last week. Anyone from the team want to add, help Ushnish?
Yes, Tapas, we can see. So basically, my understanding of HTML is like as you said on last class, that it's a basically pillar which provides the base to to web design, and gives you a platform where you can write or you can design anything. So this was my understanding of HTML.
Yes, great, great, very good. Anyone else? Just try to refresh. See, I have just presented all the tags what we have discussed in our last class. So anyone can just add to it. It's not like that. If something is not mentioned over here, you can add, okay, or you can explain.
Head tag at first head tag is at first HTML tag, or after that we can use head tag, title tag, body tag, and in body tag portion we can use hr, tr, td, th for table, hr for some hyperlinks for pages. So some kind of div tag and ul, ol, so many kind of tag we can use.
Great, great going, Shubhajit. Anyone else want to add something?
Yes, the text formatting tags that were H1, H2, H3, and for bold, strong tag.
Great, 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 Jimesh. Okay, so let me help you out a little bit. Then we will go to a page and we will try to see, though I'm a little new in this Zoom sharing, maybe there will be little glitches, but we will go to a page and see. So this is the structure as a human body. We have a head section where we write all the necessary things, right? Uh, for example, human body controlled by our brain. So the page's brain is inside the head tag. So inside head, the primary title, primary tag. And please let me know if I'm going little fast. Okay, so am I speaking little fast, team?
No, no,
No, Tapas, it's okay.
No, it's right.
it's okay.
Okay. Okay. So see, this is head tag where essentially we have our brain, right? So inside an HTML page, we have a head section where essentially we don't have any like parts, like body parts as such, like hands, legs. Okay, this different parts, okay, do different thing. Okay, this different part like this legs, heads, that do different thing, but the entire body is controlled by our brain. Likewise, inside brain in HTML page, we add different kind of thing like title, which is the name of the page. Then we can add like different external links, css link, javascript link, all the necessary thing which is essential for a healthy human body or healthy human movement are stored inside this head tag. Is it clear? Okay, so now let me switch to let me try to switch to a page.
Yeah.
Okay, give me some time. So please let me know if my screen is visible. You can see W3 schools. Yeah, is
Yeah.
W3 school visible for all?
Yes, it's
Yes.
visible.
Okay, so see what we have discussed. So first we will start. This is
Yes.
HTML5 what we are learning. So HTML5 starts with doc type. Okay, what is doc type? It tells the browser that okay, it is a HTML page. So it is doc type HTML. Inside that what we have this head section. Inside doc type we add this HTML, okay, starting and ending. So in HTML we should close all the tags. Okay, see now this is two primary section. One is head section and one is body section. So if you see, HTML is divided into mostly two parts. One is head and one is body. Is it clear? The head section and the body section. Okay. Now, inside this head, as I said, most important things are there, like title. Okay. Title tells about that what is the page all about. When search engine crawls, it search for the name of the page. So search engine primarily goes inside this section, this head section. Okay. So now let's see a real life example for our website. So let's go to a new tab and open. Yeah, tell me a web page name. Anything comes in your mind?
W3schools.com
Okay, we have W3 schools. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Press Control U. Okay, when you press Control U, it is what happens. It is view source. Okay, I have added that in that document. So this is view source. Now see what I have told. See, this is head tag. Inside that head tag, what we have this title. What is the title? HTML tutorial, right? Inside tutorial, we have different. Inside this head tag, we apart from this title tag, we have different type of data. Like see, these are not directly related to the page, right? But this is kind of supporting things which helps the page to run or function properly, as we discussed earlier. Okay, so inside human head there are no as such like body parts which help human to move or talk or speak, but the speech, the movement is controlled by this section. Likewise, see inside this we have different scripts. Okay, these are essentially JavaScript, which yeah, see this section is this section is C JavaScript. Okay, what we discussed earlier, that this brings the life in the page. Okay, right? If you want to do any kind of introduction, then this will help you out, right? Then see style sheet. Okay, which we will essentially going to learn today. So style sheet brings the beautification of the page, so that all things are where we can find all this necessary things or necessary information which is not directly linked to our page or not visible in our page. Team. where should we see the necessary information which is not visible in our page? In which section? Head section. Okay,
section.
please make it a two-way communication. Okay, so head section, right? Now comes the body section. Okay, so inside this body section, what we have different tags. Which tags are essential for human movement, right? For example, take the example of a limb, okay, or hands or legs. This has different type of purpose. Okay, likewise, our different tag in HTML, there are different tags which few of them I have added over here. This has different type of purpose. Like when you are creating a structure, we use table or div. Okay, so what is the code for a table table tag? Inside that we should create a tr and a td. So this all should be closing. This tag should be closed. So see over here, if you write this code in your page, you will get essentially get a box like this. This is a table, right? Now, can anyone tell me that if I want to add one more row inside this from here to here, what will be the code? I want to add one more row here.
Sir, tr tag.
Very good. Okay, so
Then we have to type one tier, add one extra tier.
very good. Yeah, this is the right answer. Okay, now if we want to go from one page to another page, what tag we should use?
href.
Href.
Harf,
Href.
href.
Href is called href.
Yes. Href.
Okay.
Href. Yes.
Okay, great. So instead of table, which tag we can use? Suppose I don't want to use entire table like this, because when you write a table, essentially it has 3 lines of code, right? Table, tr and td,
Div.
and again closing tag.
We can use div.
Div. Wow, great, great. So apart from that, we have p tag. P is essentially meant for paragraph. Okay, and we have span. Span is for a small section of a page. If we want to add color or something like that, we can use span, right? We have ul. This is ulli. Can anyone tell me what is ulli for?
Sir, ul tag is basically used for unordered list.
Very good. And ol?
For ordered list.
Ordered list. Great. So ul. So these are the mostly used tag in our in our pages. If you just scheme a page, you will see these are the tags which has been repeated time and again. So you can see W3 is page source, right?
No, PowerPoint screen is open.
PowerPoint screen is open. Okay, now okay, let me reshare. So now tell me, can you see the page source
Yes.
of W3 schools? Yeah. Now
Yes.
look closely. They haven't used any single table. If you find, I'm pressing Control F. So table. Okay. See, as a tag, they haven't used it, right? No table has been used. So this is the convention that you shouldn't use table in your page, because of it has a lot of code. It has 2 extra lines of code. Same thing you can be managed with div. So we don't use table in our pages. Okay. So instead of table, what tag we use? Can anyone tell me? Intentionally, I am repeating the question. Can anyone tell me which tag I should we use? instead of table?
TRTD. It's
Sorry, div. Great answer. Great answer. So instead of table, we should use div. Now see how many divs they have used. See, they have used around 97 divs. Okay, see, all divs are now highlighted with yellow.
Yes.
Okay. Now see, to go to different pages, they have used anchor tags. See this one. Right? Okay. Apart from that, we have a few more tags which I will take you through very quickly. That is H1 tag, H tag. Okay. So there are 5 H1 to H5 that essentially gives different text size. Okay. So they have over here, they have used H1. So if I go to this page and if I want to check how this has been like, if I want to check the code behind this example, what I need to do?
So
Right
to
click
Instant
on
element.
example and inspect options.
Very good. So right click and inspect. Okay. And the keyboard shortcut is also Control Shift I. So you click on this and you get exactly the same. And now you can check also how your page will look like on mobile. This is also a very important option. See, can you see this small select element, a box and an arrow?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you click, it will change the mode to like a browser. I'm refreshing this page. Let me add, you can embed, you should embed this inside your page. So everything will be there. Okay. So when you click on this, select an element tag or element inspector, you can access the code of your page. Okay. So this is the most easiest way to access your page. If you want to, check, so you click on this and click on any of the tags. Right. So see, when I clicked on this, or you can do this, right click inspect. So see, this is the HTML tag ahref. Okay. And relevant CSS is also appearing on the right hand side. See color. So let me change the color over here. Okay. So yeah, I have hold another one. Okay. Easy learning. So I have selected this section and see font size 32. So let me add color to it. Can you see
Yes,
the color
sir.
has been
Yes.
changed to red?
Yes.
Let me change it to something else like green. Okay. So now the color is green. Okay. So this is how, instead of even writing a code, you can tweak and learn. Right. This is the easiest way. The intention of our platform is to invent easy ways which help us to learn quick. Okay. So now can anyone tell me that if I can change a structure like this, then I can, hack a web page and do whatever I like. So who can tell me that why we can't do that? Suppose even I can hide it with CSS code. See, it has been hidden, right?
Right.
Easy learning with HTML, okay, is hidden now. Display none. Okay, is it hidden, right? Now it is hidden, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Now who can tell me that then this way I can hack Google also, right? Should we do that? Or if I can't do that, why?
Because we changed the HTML, not the coding of JavaScript.
Not exactly. Who else?
I think they
I
have
can
some
also
right
change the
because
JavaScript little bit also over here. From console, I can, introduce some JavaScript code also.
Because the data is secure and it is who developed this page, the data is the main data is there securely, so we can't only change that, but after refresh it will normal again.
Yes. So we have to understand a very important concept over here. The page we are seeing over here, this is coming from a server. So all of you have the concept understanding of server. Okay. So who doesn't know, for them, I'm just quickly telling, server is a space where we add all the code. Okay. Server is like a space. Suppose you want to buy a home in a city. I stay in Pune, so I am looking to stay somewhere. So what I need to do, I want to build a house or create a web page for reference. So what I need to do, I need to buy a land, right? And put something there. Okay. So if I buy a land and create a house, you cannot change that. Can you change that house? No, right? Because that is in my land. Okay. You can take a photograph and change it, right? In Photoshop, but you cannot change the actual home, right? Likewise, what we see over here, everything comes from server and a secure server. You see this sign, this lock sign, this is called SSL. Okay. So it is coming from secure server. So it is not that easy to change. Whatever you change over here, it will stay in the session of this page. Okay. It will be only front end change. You refresh, I have changed it, say display none. I have done it display none. Okay. So now this is not visible, or I can, I can do whatever I like. Suppose instead of this example, I am changing it. Okay. See this example. I change it to you can learn it. PRY very. You can learn it very easily. Right? See now. Okay. So now the changes just in the DOM. Okay. Or you can say, for simply speaking, this is inside the page. Okay. But when you refresh, then again see whatever, because when I refresh, the request goes to server and it brings the actual code, not what I have write inside the session, right? Or inside this DOM, or this is called document object module. Don't go to this complex jargons. So when you inspect, you can change it, but it will not stay there. You will refresh, it will just change. Understood? Is the concept clear?
Yes.
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 Okay. So please play around with any web page, whatever you like. You just right click on the page, because when you are trying to learn, you need not essentially need to write the code in pages. Instead of that, you can go and tweak it. Okay. I would suggest you go and tweak it. Okay. So if you double click on something, so when you double click, suppose a div, you have learned the concept of div, right? Let me hold a div over here. Inspect. Okay. So yes, see, this is the div, right? Inside this div, we have this code, W3 row padding. Okay. So inside this div, go like this, and you can hold the exact element, right? Okay. And you can change it. So I would encourage all of you to, access such a page, any of the page. When you can go to W3 schools and, check the code like this. Okay. And edit it. So when you double click it, it becomes editable. Okay. So I can edit. I can edit. Now see what happens. I can edit. Okay, but this change is temporary. When you refresh, it will go away. So this is a good way to learn, right? Okay, so we have covered the points what we thought of. So any questions on this, or I will move to the next topic. So where I have written that you can press F12 for property inspector and control U for page source. Okay, so this is property inspector and control U for page source. You can click on this and page source, right? Any questions?
Yes.
Team, any question? Anything you don't understand
No,
yet?
no.
Okay, so this is just the basic of HTML. So we will in the second level, we will learn more complex concepts, more complex coding of HTML. But this is the basic thing which will help you to create a simple page of your own, which is the target of our level 1. Okay. Now let's move to CSS. Now we have seen that HTML is a building, but do you want to live like a building like this? No, right? We don't like to stay in a building which is like this, only pillars, and like we like beautiful buildings, right? So how those beautiful buildings can be done like this? When we add some finishing to that building, when we add colors to that building, that becomes a home. Before that, this is a construction site. So if you write a plain vanilla HTML code, this will look like this. Okay, a construction site with pillars and like rods like this. But what we see in our day-to-day life is this. Okay, so a beautiful home, properly colored, okay, so properly spaced out. So this is what CSS does. And for your information, if you want to interactivity to your page, then what happens? This is the JavaScript. What JavaScript does, JavaScript brings the interaction to your page, right? So this is the one of the 20th century smart home, where the walls are interactive, right? So this way, maybe not in our home, but in a page, we can add kind of animation, interaction with the help of JavaScript, right? So the concept is clear. HTML is for creating the structure. CSS is for adding the beautification, and we can also add animations and a lot of things with CSS, but that is a next level concept. But for now, for our simple understanding, CSS is for like adding colors, spacing, etc., or beautifying the page, right? And with the help of JavaScript, we can introduce interaction in our page, right? So in our next today's session, we will discuss about CSS, right? So let's start CSS. So CSS are basically divided into selectors. Okay, selectors means when you select something, that is called selector, right? Suppose I want to select someone from you. Okay, so what it will call, what I will say, I will select someone from you. So that is what selector is. Okay, a name which will help us to identify. Inside that, what we have, property, what I want to change, that is the property. And with the property, what is there, that is value. Okay, what I want to change, suppose I want to change the color. So color is property. Okay, and what color, red, blue, green, is the value. I want to change the font. Okay, so font is selector. Okay, what property of the font I want to change? Do I want to change the size of the font? Do I want to change the color of the font? Do I want to change the spacing of the font? That will become the property of the font, right? And okay, how much I want to change? I want to make it very big, I want to make very small, I want to make like very spacious. That is the value of the font. Or I want to change the font family altogether. So that is the value of the font. Okay, so you understood this part, selector, property, and value. So I have given an example over here, h1 tag. Okay, So if you write this code H1 color blue, then all the H1 of your page will be of blue color, right? Okay, so do we want to see a real life example?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let me try to open Visual Studio Code. Okay, so we have created this. Okay, so let me add. See, I am now inside head. Okay, look closely. I am inside head. Can you see the this one, the software, the ID where I am
Yes,
writing the
yes,
code, black
yes,
color
yes,
scheme?
yes, you can see.
Okay.
Yes.
File. Okay. H1. The problem is I have I've not completed this. So if you write something wrong, the color will not change. So look pay very close attention to these colors. That will tell you whatever you have written, is it right or wrong? Okay. So now let me save the page. I have saved it. Now just hold on, bear with me. I need to find it in the folder. Yes, this is my page, test page 1. Can you see hi all is now in red? So let's see how it was previously. Okay. So let me cut this code and save the page. Okay. The color of this is black, right? Now let me go back and add it and save it. Refresh. This is now red. Now the fun part is when you add any H1, because this is a general selector, right? So any H1 you add, it will be starting with the color red. Okay. So let me add one more H1. Okay, now see what happens. Okay, right? So now the color of the second H1 is also red, right? So what we discussed, right? In CSS, this is selector. So in our case, H1 is the selector, and then property, color was the property, and red was the value. Okay, that's why all this.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, Shubhajit.
Can I change second H1 color? Can I change second H1 color?
Yes, you can change, but this is a global selector, right? So if you want to change the second H1 color, I will come to that later on, but then you have to add a class to that.
Okay.
This is a general selector, so this is not been suggested to use in your page, because if you use this, then all the H1 will be in same color, which is not suggested. Then again, if you want to change a specific H1 to a specific color, then you have to write a class. Instead of that, do the reverse one, create a class selector. I will just in the next slide I will cover that, and add that. So this is not the
Hmm.
suggested way. When you are very sure that, okay,
Okay.
all these tags should be of specific properties or values, then use this one, right? You know that, yeah, oh, all the h1 tag of my page should be red color, then only use this, because this will going to target all the tags of your page, right? So this part is clear.
Mhm.
Select property and value. You can
Sir,
type
I
in
have a
your,
doubt.
Yes.
okay, you can type in your message also. If you have any question, please type it in the chat section. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Now, type of selectors. So we understood selectors, right? So there are type of selectors. There are primarily three type of selectors. One is element, one is class, and one is ID. So the previous one, can anyone tell me what kind of selector is this one? From this, see, we have just put h1, right? H1 color blue. Hold this thought. Now, can anyone guess which type of selector we used in the previous slide? Element, class, ID, between these three? Who tells me? Get a brownie
Element.
point. Yes. Anyone else? Anyone else? Any guesses? Guess. You can guess. You need not to be right.
It's element.
Good. Yes, you both are right. That is the element selector, because see, this is element, right? H1 is a element of HTML, right? So this is element selector, and element selector, using element selector is not suggested. Why? Because it will target all the same element in the page. Okay, so that brings us to the most important selector, that is class selector, right? So class is what? You give a specific, like you create a class and use that again and again, right? See, so this one is element selector. Okay, now let's move to this. This is a class selector. Big header, font size 100 pixel. Right, now inside this h1, to answer your question, Shubhajit, to change the color of h1, I have created this class big header. Now it will target, or it will change only those elements which has this class big header. Okay, so let's move to the coding section and let's do that. Now this is one. Now let me change it to, this is commenting. If you want to comment, commenting means, suppose you want your browser not to listen to this code. What we do, if you don't want to speak, okay, we press mute. So this is mute for coding. When you press this, the browser will not read this. This is a symbol that please don't read this. Okay, so I will create a class now. So creating class, you have to press a dot and you have to write the class name. In this case, big underscore font size font size 100 pixel. Now save this. Copy this and see, we have two h1 tags in this page. So hi all. Okay, I'll go to hi all, right? Class equals to big header. Okay, now let's go to our page and see what happens. Can you see? This is the size of this font has been changed. Okay,
Yes.
now let's inspect it. So why it has been changed? Because we have used big header. So now if you copy this and see, text is small in size. Okay, so if you go to text like this and paste it. Okay, now see, it has also been changed, right? But when you refresh, it will go away, right? So this is class selector. So any question to class selector? Everyone please write on the chat how many selectors we have.
3.
Yes,
Three,
I
sir.
want to. Yes, everyone please write on the chat. Why I am doing this? Why I am forcing you to write? Because it will just, it is kind of a recap. Otherwise, after this class, you will forget. So we have how many types of selectors? I can only see 2 chats. I would request everyone to write. Everyone, please write. Okay, I can see 2. Everyone please write. Okay, and write the name, not 3. Okay, the question was not 3. Question was how many types of selectors we have, right? Just write it down. When you write something, it imprints in your memory, right? Okay, everyone written?
Yes.
Okay, so if anyone is, yes, everyone, okay. So let's move to the next slide. That is another one, that is ID selector. Okay, this is also same like class selector, but instead of class, we are using ID. Now, can anyone tell me what is the difference between, how can I identify that which one is class selector and which one is ID selector? Look very closely. The answer is inside the name of the selector. Okay, like big header. Okay, here you can see the difference. Okay, how can you understand that which one is a class selector and which one is a ID selector? Who gives the answer?
Class
Hash.
selector starting with dot, and ID selector starting with hashtag.
Hash.
Okay, anyone else?
Same answer.
Same answer. Great. Yes. So ID selector, class selector starts with dot and ID selector starts with hash. This is the
Hash.
primary difference. Now, is there a question coming in your mind that, okay, then why should we, why should we use class? What is the requirement? Then two things, two different selectors, IDs and class. It can be done with only one thing, right? Because they are doing the essentially doing the same thing, right? Yeah.
Right.
So the idea here is you ideally use a ID once. ID is identification, right? You may have seen our real life also. Your ID is always unique, right? For example, Aadhaar ID, that is unique ID, right? UID, that is ID should always be unique. When I'm saying unique, that does mean that it should used only once. If you use a ID twice, that will be considered as an error by the browser. But when you are saying class, you can use class multiple times. Okay, so that is the difference between ID and class. Okay, so let's go to the ID and check. Now let me do the same thing. I'm just okay. So I've changed the color. Now let's go to the page. I have done something intentionally. Who can tell me? I was trying to change the color of hi all, but it has not been changed. What is the issue?
We have not put the ID inside H1 tag or
Yes,
the text tag.
great. Thank you. Okay. So we haven't put it. So copy this and instead of class, you have to write, or let me duplicate it. Or let me do it in this. ID equals to paste. ID equals to unique. Now see the. See, the color of the paragraph has been changed. Okay. Now the interesting part. Okay, we can add what is the benefit of this class. Then if we are going to write the code again and again, then what is the benefit? There is no benefit, right? So the benefit of writing a class is it's reusable. The benefit of it is reusability. If you write a class once, you can use it multiple times, how many times you want. Okay, so in this paragraph, I will add this class and inside that class name, big header. Right now, see what happens. I think page is not getting refreshed properly. There is an issue. The page is not getting refreshed properly. Okay, so what I was explaining that yes, you can use multiple classes. You can reuse a class. Okay. So this is what, like this one. Okay, it can be reused. Okay, now selector can be combined. Our next concept is selectors can be combined. Okay, like I can use one class multiple time. Likewise, I can add two or more classes in a single element. Okay, see here, we have created two different classes, right? One is big header and one is unique, right? So we are using the same class big header over here and unique in this section. Okay, so we are adding two classes inside one element. This is what is the reusability part of a class. You can add multiple class. Okay, suppose you have created somewhere one class which has a specific property. You want to inherit the same in some other page. That also can be done. So is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, so can anyone who hasn't speak tell me what is the difference between ID and class? I want answers from those people who hasn't speak up yet. Wrong answer is accepted, no problem. Because we are at the end of our class, we have 5-10 minutes left. So I want someone who hasn't speak up, please. What is the difference between ID and class? Very simple answer. Let me go to the slide also. This is the ID and this is class.
Can I, Tapas?
Yes, please don't ask.
No, you said na ki someone who has not spoken yet. So
Okay, yeah. You have spoken, yes. No, I think everyone has spoken a little, but I want,
Yes.
you who are learning, please refresh.
Mhm.
If you are not answering, that's also okay, but you try to answer the question in your mind. Okay, that will also
Yes.
suffice. Yeah,
Yes.
please.
So class is basically used for a particular segment,
Mm-hmm.
and start it with, we have to use dot. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right. And it can be used multiple times. Like many a
Good.
times we can use it in web page design.
Right.
But for ID, definitely it starts with hashtag, can be used only once.
Great.
Yes.
Great answer. Right. Right. You got a brownie point. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yes. So that's little. That brings us to the end of today's class. We have more like complex concepts, but we will learn it slowly. Okay. So now tell me what you want to do, how you want to, memorize this. Do nothing, go to any web page in your browser, go to any web page, right click and inspect. That's it. If you don't want to write code, no problem. Or if you want to write, you want to practice, then you have W3 Schools. This is a very good place to learn. Last day also we have discussed. Okay. So you go to here, and with each you can see submit your answer. Okay. So here you can do it live. Okay. So in our next class, we will we will explain the game, how we will going to essentially be participating in that part, right? So please revise what we have learned in our last two classes, today and tomorrow, and then we will try to start the game from next class or next to next class.
Okay.
Okay. So please give your suggestions. I'm just I'll stop the recording here.